Hey, welcome back to NashuaTelegraph.com. Thanks for watching this video from Kevin Landrigan, the political reporter at the State House for the Telegraph. Always a pleasure to be with you. The gas tax hasn't been raised since 1991, and right now it stands the best chance that it's ever stood in more than those 20 years of happening. Because Governor Maggie Hassan last week confirmed that she would indeed sign the bill, sponsored by dairy Republican Jim Roush, that wouldn't raise the tax specifically to a rate, but would tie it to the consumer price index. Now, Senator Roush's bill is clever. It would set the gas tax next year as the rate based on the consumer price index of the last 10 years. That would raise it about 4.5 cents. Then every 4 years, it would index that gas tax to inflation. So if it went from what it is now, 18 cents to 22.5 cents about at the end of 2014, then at the end of 2018, it would probably go up a couple more cents based on the track record of the consumer price index. Hold your horses, though. This hasn't passed the state Senate. Senate President Chuck Morse is dead set against any increase in taxes this year as he seeks re-election in the Senate and also wants to remain as leader of the Senate. It's got some Republican support, but that doesn't guarantee it's going to prevail. And I say that for this reason. The gas tax was thrown out, a 12-cent increase that approved by the House of Representatives last spring in the state Senate by a 2-to-1 margin. 6 Democrats voted to kill it. Now all 6 of them are going to, probably all 6 of them are going to have to go along with this for this gas tax to be approved. And some of them, it's very uncertain whether they will. Some have said they'd be willing to support this modest amount. Governor Hassan, if she wants it, is going to have to really work over Senate Democrats to make this happen. But we'll follow it for you here at NashuaTelegraph.com. You know, in politics, timing is everything. And 2014 really seems like the time to repeal capital punishment in New Hampshire. You got to wonder about this when you see what happened last week. The House Criminal Justice and Public Safety Committee, a very pro-law enforcement committee in the House, votes 14-3 to repeal the death penalty. Several Republican and Democratic members on the committee announcing they had changed their mind and dropped longtime support for the death penalty and supporting repealing it, including House Majority Leader Steve Shurtleff, a former deputy U.S. Marshal, and Laura Pantelakis, the Democrat who chairs this committee. That really makes you wonder whether this is the time. I think there's no doubt repealing the death penalty is going to pass the House. The real question is in the state Senate, and it's going to rest with about half a dozen senators in both political parties that haven't publicly said which way they're going to go. But there's no better chance than it's had before. And Governor Maggie Hassan is one of the big reasons. The last 2 Democratic governors we had in New Hampshire stood in the way of repealing capital punishment. Former Governor Jeanne Shaheen, now U.S. Senator Jeanne Shaheen, actually vetoed a bill that would have repealed the death penalty in 2000, kept it from happening. Governor John Lynch gave the veto threat several times, so much so that Maggie Hassan, who was Senate Majority Leader at the time, created a commission to study the death penalty so that the bill wouldn't go to his desk. And the Death Penalty Commission was very divided, voted by a 10-to-9 margin to actually keep the death penalty in place. A lot has changed in the last couple of years. We had the supermajority Republican legislature that voted to expand the death penalty to cover home invasions in the wake of that horrible tragedy in Mount Vernon with Kimberly Cates. But now is a different time. And like I said, timing is everything. 2014 looks like it could be its time. I think it passes the state Senate. I think narrowly. But my spider sense tells me this looks like the year to repeal capital punishment in New Hampshire, where New Hampshire would join 6 other states that have repealed capital punishment in the last dozen years, if that happens. Of course, we'll follow that for you here at NashuaTelegraph.com. Kevin Landrigan, thanks for following me.